Shlomi, how much does it cost to start a tree removal trimming company?
So number one, there's a massive cost to it. The equipment is extremely expensive. But
Prices,
more so,
numbers.
Before we talk about numbers, one of the greatest hurdles is getting insurance. If you're not a pre-existing company, which is very complicated, nobody wants to insure you. So one of the easier ways in is you label yourself as a landscaper, and then that added to it, you do light tree work. And once you've proven yourself over time, you could transition.
How much does insurance cost for your type of business?
It really goes per pay, based on payroll and income.
So if you want to start yourself a one-man show tree removal, what's my first day cost? What's my hard cost? You need a chainsaw?
Well, you do need the equipment,
Equipment costs how much?
Which is very expensive. But if you're going to start off with considering to haul it in a box truck or something of that sort, you're talking about the gear, just the basic gears. You're talking about $3,500 to $5,000.
Okay.
You need personal gear, and then you have to figure out how to dispose of it, which is a tremendous ordeal. Nobody wants to be left with a tree in their backyard on the ground. As big as it is up there, it's usually bigger on the ground. So you got to figure out how to get rid of it. And once you take it down, you own it. So now what? So the next step that's expensive is the equipment of moving, removal, which is the wood chipper. Basic cheapest wood chipper out the door, brand new, is $65,000. Then you need a truck to accept the chips that tows the wood chipper. A truck like that, also brand new, you're talking about minimum of $80,000 plus.
So the chipper and the truck is about $160.
Correct, and then you need permits to be able to move bio debris. If you're doing it anywhere in New York State, then you need to get your truck.
How much?
Oh, I'm not sure the pricing on those permits, and the time frames are about 6 months.
So all
plus.
in day one, we're talking, if you want to do it properly, or $200,000 to start.
Yes, yes, just about.
Shlomi, how'd you get your first customer?
That's very interesting. It started off with all sukkahs work. I went ahead and advertised in sukkah centers and wherever else I expected people to see that. And that was the last time I advertised. That was 19 years ago.
You did flyers? What'd you do?
I made up flyers. I was cheap, and I went and put a quarter of a flyer on each page, and I had them cut into 4. And it was a small little flyer, and that was all the advertisement I ever did.
How many trucks do you have now?
Right now I have an entire fleet. I have a decent amount of trucks.
How many trucks do you have?
We have a handful of trucks.
How many?
A handful.
How many?
Let's leave it as a handful, 10 plus.
10 plus. Do you also have just side note, you have your movie rental, like truck business? You still do that or no?
Well, it wasn't a business. It was more of a hobby. I used to have a collection of trucks. I owned a fire truck. I owned a police.
You don't do it anymore?
Well, it's not that I don't do it. I got rid of all my trucks besides one.
Gotcha.
I have one military truck, a big Deuce and a half.
What was the most famous movie that had one of your stuff in it?
I wouldn't know. I don't recall.
So $200K to start.
But I had a celebrity that rode down in my Deuce and a half down Fifth Avenue in the Veterans Day Parade. His name was called the Gunner. I don't know much more than that. I can't.
Do you recommend this business to other people?
If you're ready to rough it out, you have a background in understanding equipment. Absolutely, it's a great business. I say it all the time. I get the opportunity to deal with Hashem's artwork, which I call nature, and it's phenomenal. Every day is a new day with a new experience.
Thank you so much.